Well, hello everybody. My name is Chris Arroyo, and I'm the youth pastor for Collective Youth. And I am so excited for me to introduce you some really awesome friends of mine. Of course, we have Bonnie Patterson. Say hi, Bonnie.
Hello, everyone.
Yeah, and Christopher King. Look at him.
Hi, guys.
Look at you. Look at you guys rocking the super not corded ear headphones and looking beautiful. For those of you who don't know, these are my friends from Florida, and you can tell they're from Florida because in Florida there's no more quarantine. They look beautiful, and I look like a Puerto Rican caveman right now. So it's just one of those things. But actually, first, Bonnie, why don't you? Well, I already introduced you, but tell people a little bit about yourself.
All right. So down here in Orlando, I am a fitness and life coach. I work in the gym. I also coach people online, but my heart is on life coaching and helping people get out of their own way so they can become their best selves and live up to be everything that God put them on this earth to be.
Ooh, good stuff. Good stuff. And Bonnie, I just have to say that my favorite mission trip I've ever went on was the one you led to Nicaragua. Remember that?
Nicaragua was the best.
Dude, it was awesome, man. Well, Christopher King, you're up next,
Hello.
my friend.
I'm right now. I am in Jacksonville. I'm helping out a friend kind of start up his new youth ministry as he, became a youth pastor about a year ago. But now I'm actually relocating back to Orlando because I accepted a position as a theater teacher. So I'm super excited to start that journey. So, yeah. So that's what it's at.
So excited. I think me and you were in a couple productions, singing and dancing.
Right before you were my intern director, we were doing that, which is crazy.
Oh my gosh, you're right.
Yeah.
Dude, that's so crazy. That's so crazy. Well, thank you guys so much. And really, the purpose of this video is just to have a discussion and have some dialogue. And we are going to be talking about buckle up race. We're going to be talking about race issues. And really, I wanted to do this video and talk to these two amazing people, not only to educate myself and help me become a better pastor to my Black brothers and sisters in Christ, but also bring along my Collective Youth students and help them grow and educate themselves in all of this as well. Now, both of you guys know that I am not racist, okay? and I know that there are things that I don't understand. So if I say anything that needs to be corrected, please let me know. This is a safe place for everything. And I want to know your thoughts and feelings on these issues. And I also do know this, that both of you may have different opinions even on different things because, yes, you are Black, but you're also allowed to have different opinions on things. So we need to definitely remember that this is not a debate, but a discussion. So, you guys ready?
We are ready.
All right. Now, I know the answer to most of these questions, okay, but this is great for dialogue. So, first question, this is good. Black or African American or Afro American? What do you guys, as a group of people, what do you prefer?
Oh, well, I know we had this conversation earlier, but obviously, both terms are fine. It's not like it's a one or the other.
Right.
But I personally believe that when non-Black people use the term African American, it comes off very ingenuine because they're just trying to sound politically correct, but it is, you don't need to be. Just say Black. We're Black. We call you white. We don't call you my Caucasian brothers and sisters. We say white, so y'all can say Black. It's okay with me.
Can we call Spanish people tan or something? Because I feel really left out.
And yes,
I'm just saying.
My tan brothers and sisters.
I like that.
I thought we call them brown. I thought it was brown. I always see brown.
Well, here's the thing. I'm brown, and I don't even know. So I don't know. By the way, newsflash for everyone watching this: I'm not white. But I want to make this very real that like when we talk about this, we're not talking about black versus white people. We're talking about black versus everybody, because even
Right.
Hispanics can have racial tension amongst other black people. So yeah, but Bonnie, same question. I'm wondering if you share the same same thought.
So I've never had a problem with either black or African American. I kind of agree with what Chris said. It does kind of come off a certain way. However, as I've learned this past week, just talking with my brothers and sisters from the Caribbean that didn't quite understand my experience and I'd have to explain things to them. They don't like, some of them may not appreciate being called African American because they know their heritage. They're from Jamaica, they're from the Haiti, they're from these islands. And so they want to be identified by that. So it might be more appropriate to call them black.
Wow.
I, at the end of the day, believe every black person came from Africa. So I just, that's just me personally. But at the same time, I think if it's a friend you're referring to, you could maybe ask them what they care about. But me personally, I don't care. I'm black. I know that my ancestors came from Africa. It is what it is.
Okay, great. No, great answer.
Can I add something to it real quick?
Absolutely.
I'll just say too, I think the reason why it's a problem because people are scared to say black. You know what I'm saying? It's like a very like almost like the N-word is like, can I say black? Like, and it's like you don't really need to, I guess you can ask if you really feel that uncomfortable. You can ask your, black teammate, coworker, friend, whatever, fill in the blank, if they want to be called a certain way. But for me, I don't care.
Something interesting that I just thought of too. This wasn't in our conversation, Chris, and again, safe zone, feel free to tell me, don't say that kind of stuff. But I have like written sermons where I refer to spiritual songs that the black slaves sang, and I refer to those as Negro spirituals.
Which is what they are.
Yeah. Do you feel uncomfortable with that? Honest question, actually.
Well, that's if you take an African American history course at humanities, that's what they're referred to as. So I don't think if there's a white student in the class, someone would get mad if they read the title of what they're studying that week. So that's kind of what it is.
So the proper context, that word is fine, just not the other word.
Yeah, you wouldn't just go around and just up my Negroes, not so much.
Right.
Yes, no, that's awesome. Please, that is so great. Okay, next kind of topic of discussion, Black Lives Matter versus All Lives Matter. And really, I want to talk about this because I've even heard my students, my non-Black students, kind of be like there's like, no, Black Lives Matter. And them saying to anyone, like the cutest little like middle school girl, saying, well, all lives matter too, whatever, and then like shoot them down like crazy, and maybe have a different reason than other people, saying that like, well, I don't know, like it's like white lives don't matter is almost what I hear the excuse is, but that's not necessarily the case. So could you, one of you guys explain first?
Chris, do you want to go first? Because I know I have a lot of unloading to do on that one.
Buckle up, y'all.
I can do it short so you can have all that time.
Sure.
But I would say this with parents, with children, like if one of your children have like a injury, right? And you have to, try to take care of it and like, try to, put a Band-Aid on it and whatever. And then your child that's not injured saying like, Mom, I want something too.
Yeah.
And you love your child, but you're like, I have to attend to the child that's hurt.
Yeah.
I have to attend to what's going on right now in the current situation that my child is hurt and I need to take care of them. Exactly. And I love you, and I still love you, and I still love the child that's hurt equally, but I need to take care of this person. And that's what it is. It's like, I know most people, when they say all lives matter, I want to believe that they have good intentions saying that.
Right.
As a Black person, I will say that I believe that they have good intentions. Most of them. There's some that just want to be, of
course,
rude. But most people, when they say, well, all lives matter, right? It comes out of being uneducated, which is fine. It's not bad to be uneducated if you're willing to be educated.
Right.
if not, then that's a whole nother issue that we can talk about. I think once all lives matter, that's the obvious. All lives matter in this world. But right now, in this current situation, Black people are the ones that are being disrespected and dying and being killed and, whatever, fill in the blank right now. And if if it's maybe 10 years from now that, my Latino brothers and sisters are going through the same thing, Latino lives matter. We're on that situation, that we're on that topic. But right now, it's about Black lives matter because that's what's happening in our current situation.
Yeah, I saw, sorry, Bonnie, I don't mean to take your time, but I saw a great meme that of a neighborhood of a house is on fire, and then the other houses who are not on fire say, all houses matter. But I'm just like, well, yes, but right now, like, I'm on fire. Like, that house is saying,
right,
I need some attention. So, like, what you just said totally echoed that. So, Bonnie, here we go. Feel free to unload.
I love all of the analogies that everyone has been able to come with, and it's really disheartening that some people will see it and still say that's crazy, like that's a silly analogy, and it breaks my heart.
Right.
So this morning, because I'm not sleeping well at night, all I can do is sit up and think about all of the people and all the comments that I read and how much more work we have to do. And one that came to me this morning was that can probably everyone can relate to is, let's say that your grandmother died. You wouldn't want your friends to come over and be like, yeah, but all grandmas die. I know, but right now I'm hurting. My grandma is dead. Where's your sympathy? Where's your love?
Yeah.
And that's all we're asking for. We're not asking for you to say that your grandma doesn't matter. Just like the one about the cancer. Like, if you're at a breast cancer rally, you don't go scream all cancers matter. We know that. But right now, this one is about breast cancer. And so part of me wants to question, like, maybe it's because of the longstanding confrontation in this country between Blacks and whites, that when they hear Blacks, even people that don't want to be, that aren't racist, that don't want to be malicious, it's just something that is embedded in all of us, this tension, because it's 400 years of tension. So what if it was Jews? What if the Holocaust were, because of everything that happened with the Holocaust, what if people started, like, and it does happen, they are getting, like, the world is a mess. There's always something going on. But imagine if it was Jews in our place. Would they be so mad if we said Jews' lives matter? Probably not. I mean, I can't say, but I really need some people to think about why it gets you so upset to hear that the Black lives matter.
Yeah. And really, I would even go as far to say, and be honest, like, I was part of the whoa, all lives matter. And I didn't get it at first until I really talk to my Black brothers and sisters. I just think that's such an important point to know that this dialogue is important to talk and I don't know. I just love this exchange. But speaking of Black Lives Matter, I don't know. Is there room to be pro Black people and against the hatred of Black people and the abuse and all that kind of stuff? Can we condemn that, but can we also condemn the rioting happening as well?
Okay. So I was doing some research because one of my friends posted a bunch of pictures of all of the riots and the Boston Tea Party and the looting of the Native American tribes and, the looting of Africa with slaves and all the things that America has done in their history. They rioted when they didn't get their way. People riot when their teams don't win Super Bowls. People riot when Colin Kaepernick peacefully protested because that wasn't right either. So it's like, I was reading an article that said riots, looting, and protesting have long since been a privilege of white America, but it's been denied to the Black community. Why is that? Why is it that when we are peacefully protesting, nope, don't kneel. When you're doing this, don't, that's offensive. Everything we do is wrong. But when the teapot finally boils over, oh my gosh, why are they losing it? We're losing it because you weren't listening. So, but also I would like to say that, I was at a protest the other day, and most of if any negativity that was there, and this is not a racist comment, it was not from Black people. It was from younger, very angry white ladies and gentlemen who were so frustrated, and they were screaming out things to the cops. And I was like, hey, that's actually not what we're here to do. But they were so frustrated because they're new to this. This is fresh, and they're just now starting to understand it, and they're infuriated. So if anything was going to pop off that day, I'd be more afraid that it was coming from someone that was not of color. And on that note, like, I know that there's a lot of looting and a lot of rioting, but I'm not even 100% certain if it has anything to do with the protest. Thieves are going to steal. Opportunist people, when they see something, they're going to take it. And also, let's not forget that this country has had a history of putting Black movements in a negative light. If you ask anyone about the Black Panther Party, they probably don't think it was a good thing. And little do they know it started because we wanted to protect our children. They were getting hit because there was no stop signs in our communities. And all we wanted to do was protect them. And we had the legal right to bear arms, and we obtained them legally. And if you research that, and I encourage you guys to please watch any documentaries on the Black Panther Party. I'm shaking because I grew up knowing this stuff, and it hurt me. But any kind of peaceful movement that we would try to do is always going to be framed negatively to silence us, and that's frustrating. Imagine if you tried speaking your mind for years and everything you did, no, they're actually a bad person, so you can't listen to anything they say. They're actually this. It's a lot.
Yeah. And really with me, I condemn all rioting, whether it be from any type of race. But I can understand now. Of course, we talked about looters and those people. Those people are, I think, all three of us can be like, yeah, that's wrong. Please don't do that.
Don't destroy property. But I don't think it's the protesters that are like fighting for justice that are going and doing that. There may be isolated incidents, but in the same way that you don't want us to look, well, no one wants cops to be looked at as all of them are bad because some of them are terrible. Don't look at all protesters as every person in Black Lives Matter is a looter and a horrible person. We're not getting anywhere like that. Just like every Christian isn't a person that hates certain people. Every Muslim isn't an extremist. We have to stop doing that.
No, that's real. Christopher.
Yeah, I definitely agree with everything Bonnie said. But I just want to add too that, like, I think a lot of while we're so I guess criticized for those riots, is that sometimes we don't even look at the why. Like, why are we doing this? We want to go straight into the who's doing it and what. Like, we want to go, oh, they're Black people, they're violent. They're just violent people. They're violent. So we just cut them off. We don't want to ask why are they violent, and that's been going on for decades, for centuries.
Yeah.
And so I think I agree that there's a misconception with the looting that it's because of the Black Lives Matter movement. If anything, the only probably I guess the anger is from the cops, from police. And I see I think if they were probably I've seen Black people vandalize the cops cars or whatever, and that's still not great. But I'm saying it's not. But there's a mission, there's a focus. You know what I'm saying? With people that really want change, there's a mission, there's a passion for what they believe in, and they're going to focus on it. They're not going to kind of scare off and do other crazy things just because. There is just people that are kind of wanting to take advantage of this movement to do crazy things. That sucks that we're being blamed for it.
Yeah, and one of the videos I saw on Twitter were these two not Black protesters spray painting stuff on buildings, and this Black woman saying, no, stop, don't do that. They're going to blame it on us. They're going to blame it on us.
Right.
And I think that so many people are angry, rightfully so, right? But if we don't check ourselves, it's really easy for all of us, regardless of color or race or whatever, to be more of the problem than the solution to all of this. Right. And it's terrifying.
And to add to that, it's I've been reading a lot of unfortunately, is the white Christians I've been reading on Facebook. That's why I stay away from Facebook, because that's the older generation, and they have a lot of opinions that I'm like, come on. Yeah. But I've seen a lot that they compare the Black Lives Movement to KKK, and I'm like, I don't know how that is possible, because if you realize, yes, I think this is the first time you kind of associate riots with Black Lives Movement. If whatever, we've been around for a while, for a very long time, since like probably Trayvon days, around that time. And there was no riots, peacefully protests. We'll probably like go around and like say our piece, but there was no violence attached to us. So why randomly, you know, it happens, and then we're all of a sudden the Black Lives Movement is the most violent, most, you know, cynical, like everything just horrible, like, you know. So it's like, it's just crazy to me. We've always been the same, you know, the people that are truly for the Black Lives Matter movement. Like I said, there's people that are crazy. They're just crazy. You know what I'm saying? There's some people that are just gonna, that's life. They're human.
Yeah.
You know, you can't change that.
But the crazies out. They'll always be there.
They'll always be there.
That's
every
real.
Race. There's always crazies in every race. I would say Black Lives Movement was never a violent type of thing. We just want to be heard like everybody else. You know, that's the bottom line. I think we're doing it in a way that, which I think this is such a blessing in the skies, that is what is happening, because it's all around the world now. Like this is the first time the whole world is involved, and it's so beautiful to see Paris
and brings
London,
me to tears.
and you know, it is really amazing to see all these different countries coming together for this movement. And it's like, I'm like, wow, I have not lost all hope in humanity. Like I'm like, yes, we have people that are really fighting for us. And so I think that the Black Lives Movement is definitely helping the situation, regardless of what people want to think. But
do you see a difference? I mean, from like with me, I've never seen the just outpouring of love to the Black community too much. I've never seen that to this extent. Shame on us, obviously. But do you feel good? I mean, you just said like you're happy that not everyone is, you know, that there is hope for everybody, you know, type of thing. Like, do you see the difference? Do you feel the difference?
So, yeah, I think I posted this morning a video, and I couldn't hold back my tears, where I'm so thankful for my friends, people that I had in the past when this was happening, like in 2016, kind of like when the birth of the movement started, when they didn't get it, like I delete them, or I'd unfriend them, or I cut them off, and we're friends again. And I saw that this time around, they're like if the veil came off, and they're like, oh my gosh, Bonnie, I am so sorry, I didn't get it. And these are friends of officers, wives of officers. These are friends that I know have racist family members, and they message me and tell me their stories, and they're like, you know what, I'm not standing with my family anymore, I stand with you. And that breaks my heart that someone has to tell me that they're choosing me over their family or this cause. But sometimes even in our faith, we choose our faith over our family. Like, people are not always right, and I've always tried to be on the side of, if you're wrong, you're wrong. I love you, but what's right is right. And so a lot of people are coming to that realization now, and it's beautiful. There's always going to be people that are not necessarily on board yet, and that's what's keeping me up at night. That's what's breaking my heart. That's what I'm having a hard time wrapping my mind around. But on the other end, there are so many people that are like, what do you need? Do you need money? And I'm like, I don't need money. I've been Black my whole life. Like,
what are you talking about? I'm like, yeah, I need $20 right now. Come on.
Yeah, but
no, like once somebody was like, oh, I'll send you money for that video you posted. I'm like, I don't want money. I just want awareness, and I want shame. So, but it's
amazing.
beautiful.